Hey everybody, it's Terina with Create With You. That's me. How are you guys today? If you're watching this part, you're probably on the replay, unless you caught the very first few minutes or few seconds of this live. But if you are watching on replay, put hashtag replay. I am in an event. It's called Dear Mother, All Flowers Remind Me of You. And the idea of this fun event is to give you ideas using floral designs or um, Mother's Day ideas. My mom has passed, my grandmas are passed, but I want to give you an idea to make something for yourself for Mother's Day or for your sister or your mom or whoever, even just for you to make some decor. I have 3 pieces that I'm working on today that will be kind of like a vignette. Let me just share myself over really quick so people know where I'm at. Um, and let's see. I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Hopefully, I can see everybody's comments. I've been having some problems in the last week or so seeing comments. So please put hello or give some hearts or something so I know that people are watching. Let's see. I'm trying to make sure that I'm shared in all the places. I'm running the event and doing the event, and that has been so fun. And I just want to thank Whitney, who was before me, and Melanie, and hi, Miss Missy, how are you? And our Chuckalicious Queen, Wendy, thank you. Hi, Miss Angie, how are you? Thanks so much. And if you don't mind sprinkling me out, because you know sharing is caring. Um, all of the projects today have been so cute and fun and using flowers and very, very creative. There's Miss Wendy. And after me is Amy. And I know she's got some fun stuff for us. And then we have several crafters all the way till this evening here on the Pacific Coast. Um, oh, thank you so much. You guys, I have been so busy with people visiting. I had my son and daughter-in-law and grandbaby visiting, and they are now home. I was sad to see them go, but I love having them. We only have one granddaughter. We have 4 grandsons, and they were here the week before. And then we had our son and daughter-in-law and granddaughter. So it has been crazy, you guys. Thanks so much. Okay, so let me make sure I can see some comments. All right. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I did get the idea off of Pinterest. It was something I had pinned for a while, and it was basically showing 3 different projects that kind of coordinated. And I'm going to use several transfer stencils, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to use the 4 texture pattern, and specifically, I'm going to use this little tiny dot. So all of this stuff is in the back office. You can go to my website or your website if you're a designer, or if you work with a designer, go to their website. But this is the one that I'm using specifically. Hi, Miss Joanne. Hi, Karen. But all of this is available on our website. And then this is actually an oldie but goodie. It's on sale. It's You Are Enough. I'm specifically going to be using the flowers, not the You Are Enough. This is also on sale. I'm going to be using this and then home. And I'm going to be using this. This is called Unexpected Places. This one was called Good to Be Home. Good to Be Home. Unexpected Places. And again, you don't have to do all 3 pieces, but I'm just giving you an option of doing 1 or more. So You Are Enough. And then this one is Tulip Pattern. I think a lot of people get really afraid to see the different pattern, the different layers in patterns. So I specifically wanted to use this one to show you that it's not as hard as it seems, and it's actually pretty easy. And I like when we have different layers to, instead of having to like paste and peel. I think paste and peel is actually more difficult. And so I wanted to show you guys how to use the multiple layers and how easy it is. Okay. So I am going to be using 3 different surfaces. I'm going to be using, let me open this guy. This is a 6x18. Now, this is an older version of our one that we have currently. We have the out of the box frames now, which actually are better for you because it comes with a surface, but you could pop it out. This one is our older surface, and I'm trying to use those up. And so I'm using it's a 6x18 box frame. I will be using this side. If you watched Wendy before me, she used the 5x7 out of the box, so you know that it slides out. So the new 6x18s have a removable surface, and you can use either a chalkable surface or a wood surface. So we're going to be using this guy right here. This is another, I'm telling you, I love the out of the box frames. Love them. I am going to be using just the one that comes in it, and I want the wood. I want that wood look. So I am going to be using the wood surface in this. And so you can see right here, it pops out. Make sure when you're picking it up that you don't do this because it will land on your toe and it hurts from experience. So what's really cool is it's double-sided, but you can pop this out, and we have surfaces that are chalk surfaces that are black on one side and white on the other. Whitney said something that was really cool, and I wanted to tell you guys I do the same exact thing. I love keeping these cardboard surfaces because you can make so many fun things with it. Waste not, want not, right? And so I love using it to paint on, to use as different, like you could cut them out and make little fun shapes. You don't need a cutting machine. You could use scissors and some cardboard. It looks really cool. So I'm going to set that aside. Then I am also going to use, now this is a retired surface, but I know that you can get, I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that we get an 18x18 box frame out of the box. That would be really awesome. But this is one of our older surfaces. The only thing that's not available online. But you can use a found surface. You can reuse an older 18x18 surface. You don't have to use what I'm using, okay? So this is an 18. Again, I kind of have like all my surfaces just kind of stacked up, waiting for projects. And so this is an 18x18 surface, and we're going to cover this up. All right. So you see the 3 surfaces. You could pick 1, 2, all of them. You can make an envelope for, oh yes, you can make an envelope for shipping. That's a great idea. Or you could stick it in the envelope for shipping. It's a great idea. I do that all the time. All right. So we're going to start with I'm going to switch you guys around. So the layout, there I am. Hopefully you guys can see all this. So we're going to start with this one, the 6x18. I am going to stand up. You can still see me. I'm going to just work on this first. And I will, let me set my alarm because I don't want to go over. Alarm, stopwatch, timer. Do I want a timer? 60 minutes, 1 hour, and let's do an hour and 10 minutes. How's that start? All right. All right, you guys. Sorry. I just didn't want to go over. So let me move this guy out of the way. So what I'm going to do is now, let me show you the colors that I chose. Okay. So this is Peachy Keen. All of this is available in some form. Now, Sunset Drive is probably one of my favoriteest peachy colors. It's kind of a pinky peach. Now, Sunset Drive is available, not in a jar, but it is available in the Cosmopolitan paste packet set. And if you guys don't know what our paste packets look like, they look like this. So they're good for like one or two projects. But you can probably get multiple out of them. This is obviously not that color. But in the Cosmopolitan set, if you don't want, if you're not looking for like a big jar, because people don't always go through the big jars, guava is another beautiful color. Can you see where the color palette that I'm using? Peony, however you say it, pesto, sage, and black. That's my color palette. Kind of springy colors. That's what we're going for. So what I'm going to start with is now I've already used this transfer, so I don't need to fuzz it, but I'm going to use the lightest color, okay? Because I'm kind of building up. I want a texture on my surface. Okay. And again, if you guys are here, thank you so much for being here. If you missed any of our creators today, everything is over on DIY Arts and Crafts Room. You could watch all the replays. And if you're over on DIY Arts and Crafts Room, you can just refresh and then you'll be able to see the next crafter. I want to go all the way over. All right. We were talking earlier about like the weather, and here in California, we get what's known as June gloom, even though it's April. June gloom is something that it's cooler in the morning, but you get, it burns off by the afternoon, which is kind of nice. This is a new color for me. I had to get a new jar because I was out of it. So this is Peachy Keen. And like I said, I actually think Peachy Keen is in that Cosmopolitan set. Look, you'll just have to go on the website and see what's in there. But there's, I know Sunset Drive is for sure in there. So take that, put that away. Let me I have a wipe out because, you know, if you're not messy, you're not crafting. All right, so I'm just going to scoop this up and just spread it all over. And honestly, I'm not even worried about having it complete coverage. I know that sounds weird. I'm just really wanting a texture underneath the words that we're going to be putting here. Okay. And like I said, I went on, I've had this one idea that was saved for quite a long time. I love Pinterest. I love not really magazines, but online blogs, crafting blogs. I get a lot of ideas there. All right, so let me pull this up. And you can't really tell very much, but it's just a little texture. Okay. I'm going to start over here. Okay. And I'll probably have to clean this when I go to do the middle. So I do have, you can use a towel, but I'm going to use my my fuzz cloth to clean off my transfers today. Sorry. And then just squeegee off. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for just a second. I'm going to clean this off real fast. Grab my fuzz cloth. Put a little bit of water on it. I'm going to use my disinfectant wipe. You can use a, I don't know if I have my transfer, my board eraser, but if you have a board erasers work really well too. This is how we clean transfers at shows if we don't have water. Just some disinfectant wipes. But I mean, I'm in my craft room. I don't have a sink in my craft room. I used to craft in my kitchen, and it was so nice to be able to craft or clean my transfers in my sink. So now I just go, I take them to the sink and clean them. But it's pretty quick. Hi, Diana. Hi, Margie. How are you? Yeah, it really is, Pam. I love Peachy Keen. Such a pretty color. All right, so I'm gonna grab my heat tool for two different reasons. We're gonna, oops, come on, unwind. I'm gonna dry off what I have here. Okay, now I'm going to dry off my transfer, but I don't want to use the high heat because you don't want to melt it. Okay, so I'm going to put it on low. Okay. So now I'm going to bring this back. Sorry. My timer to let me know that it's noon. That's exactly what that was. You can line up some of the dots if you need to. You can kind of see through the transfer. Let's go up here, which is really nice. Okay, so I'm going to go right to here, and then I can see where I'm at right here. All right, I'm going to scoop up. Just kind of get an idea. Oh, yeah, perfect. All right, so I'm just going to go right down that center. And again, I just want a little bit of texture is all I'm looking for. There we go. See, and I don't even know if you guys can even see that really. But do you see? That's so pretty. It just gives it a different look. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to set this on the backer sheet. And then I can take this into the kitchen when I'm ready to clean it off. Okay, let me dry this one really quick. Gives it a cool feel too. Let me put the lid on. Hold on, I got my little tray. All right, I just don't want it to dry out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wax this surface real quick. Hi, Sandy. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. I appreciate it so much. I'm just using our surface wax. Anytime I paste or anything, or paint, I want to make sure that I put down some wax so that it protects the surface underneath, and then my transfer will release pretty easy. So again, this is the 4 textured patterns that I used with the Peachy Keen. Super pretty. All right. So then I'm going to grab, I figured we'd start here because it's a pretty easy project to do. This is probably the easiest, well, probably second easiest actually. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. If you're coming from DIY Arts and Crafts Room, you can always refresh after my live, and you'll see Amy's that will be posted in there. All right, so I'm going to use our cut lines to cut apart. I'm going to use this and this to put words on our surface. Now, I don't cut all the way through because I like to put them back on the backer sheet and store them that way. I even thought maybe doing one of our little, like a cutout house too would be really cute. If you have one. You can always cut it out of our chalk suede paper, which is really fun to use too. So the thought in using all of the transfers that I'm using today is our mom. Like, I feel like as a mom, I have 4 children. I have 4 sons and daughter-in-laws and grandchildren. And, you know, as you become an empty nester, it's harder. I don't know, not the hard, I don't know what I want to say. It's basically everything becomes a little more sentimental. And I have a better understanding of what my mom and my grandma went through. And, you know, we are empty nesters, and I love what I do. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love what I do. But I'll tell you something, when my kids come home and my grandbabies are here, I just, you know, it's all about your family. When they were growing up, you know, you do all the things, right? But I think as moms, we really, as our children get older, we become, at least my grandma and my mom did, and I am, become a little more sentimental about, you know, our family. I miss my kids and I miss my grandkids. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of put this down to get a feel of what it's gonna look like. And then I'm going to do home. So I think as far as a gift for mom, anything that reminds them of their children or family, that really means something, at least to me. Okay, so I'm going to use black. I'm not seeing comments. All right. So I'm using black just for the words. And again, this could be, you don't have to do all 3 of these projects. If one of these speaks to you, you could just use one. All right, so I'm going to smooth this out. I'm just using black. You can use whatever color you want. And that's another thing too. You don't have to use the colors I've been using. You can choose different colors. Maybe like if your mom or your sister, aunt, cousin, whatever, uses different colors in their decor, use those colors. These just remind me of spring. So I'm just going to swipe. Cover up all the screened areas. Any excess goes right back in that container. And now we're just going to lift this up. Look at that. Put your arms around me, and I'm going to stick this on the backer sheet. Let me blow this dry real fast. Put this aside. Very true, Diana. Very true. And it's hard because, you know, you want them to, you know, we raise them to live their lives and raise their families. That, you know, because we do our jobs really well, we did our job really well. They became really great people. And that's the hard part, is that they're just amazing people because we were great moms or caregivers or grandmas or whoever raised the children, right? And I'm proud of that. But on the same token, I miss my kids. I miss my grandkids and when they're gone. And unfortunately, my children chose professions where they are living in different places. And that's the bummer part. But also good, because they are living their like most extraordinary lives. All right, so I'm gonna go here, kind of go down to the end. I want some space. Now, remember I told you I really loved that Sunset Drive. So I'm going to use Sunset Drive for the word home. This is taking a few squeegees. So if you have an opportunity, grab some extra squeegees. And again, if these are not your colors or your mom's colors or your sisters or your aunts or whoever you're making this beautiful project for, then change the colors. My mom, if this was for my mom, it would have been in shades of purple. Her favorite color, purple. Look at that. Oh, I love it. So I know we have this big open space right here, but we're going to fill that in just a few minutes. Okay. So don't worry about that. Let me put this aside, and I'm going to put this aside so I can wash this up later. I put my lid on. Oh my gosh, you guys, just that is just so pretty. Oh. Joe, I knew you would love purple. All right, you guys, I'm going to set that aside. We're going to get the second piece. I'm going to leave this in the frame. I'm going to put this aside. Let me grab this. I'm going to leave this in the frame just so that I have an idea of what it's going to look like. So I know I said I had the wood. I want the wood look. But also I want to, let me grab a tray, because I want to kind of grunge this up just a teeny bit, not a ton. Okay. And I have a tray. I just have one of our little color trays, and I have one of my furniture brushes. I'm just kind of pouncing into the black paste and into the water. I don't want it super dark, and we are going to be sanding. So I'm trying to show you guys a couple of different techniques, I guess. So I just, like, again, this is wood. So I'm just kind of go, oh, you know what? I can do this. I can dab this off a little bit. Pounce it off just a little bit. It's almost like a dry brush. Whew. Move that. If I'm not making a mess, it's not crafting. Okay. And we are going to add some flowers. So we're going to really make this flowery. All right. So I did just a little grunge, just a little bit of the grunge. Okay. I'm going to set this aside and we'll wash this up later too. Let me dry it because it's important to be dry. Pam, I think we're coming to Arizona. End of the month, I think. My husband has to go out there for business, and so I was going to go out with him. Where is that? I know probably the time that Wendy's not going to be home is when I'm going to be there because Wendy's also in Arizona. All right, so I'm just going to kind of put some something behind this so that I can tap this off. And I actually think I might take this out. Just to be able to have a better surface or a better way to kind of push on this. All right, so I'm just using, this is 80 grit. This is on my little gator sander. And I want some of the wood underneath to show. If you have areas that you maybe got too thick of the paste or the paint, whatever you're using, you can sand it down just a teeny bit. But I really want this to look a little more rustic. You don't have to. But that's kind of my decor. Okay, so we can dust this off. I'm going to use my what should I call it? My wax rag. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to talk and chew gum at the same time. Apparently, it's not working. Okay. So the one thing I see up here is I see where like it's rounded, and I don't want that rounding look where the brush hit. Okay. And I'm going to stick this aside. And again, wipe it off with that wax rag. I don't even know if you guys can see. Can you guys see that? Just a little bit of like rustic looking. So I am going. I'm going to have to vacuum in here. I am going to use my wax. And let's wax the surface. All right, and then wax off. Just kind of buffing it a little bit. Okay. All right. Grab my fuzz cloth again. And again, all of these transfers are all available on the back office. All the surfaces except for the 18 by 18. They're all available. Now this out of the box surface is the 12 by 18. And I know it's 18 inches tall, but when I display it, I'll be putting like something underneath the 18 by 18 to kind of pop it up. And I'll take a picture so you guys can see. Sorry. And again, if you guys are over on DIY Arts and Crafts Room, make sure that you refresh after me so that you can see all the other crafters. All the replays will be over there. There's a brand new transfer. So let's fuzz this. And you only have to fuzz it the first time you use it. And let's center this on here. I want to slip this in the frame. Let me slip this in the frame. I want to make sure it's all centered. Yep, that looks good. That looks good. Take it back out. Again, we're just using black on this one. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Hi, Monique. Monique's on later, guys. Have tons of fun creators today. Okay, so I'm just going down with the black. Don't worry about using too much chalk paste when you're doing this, because whatever you don't use, you just scrape off and put it right back in the container, okay? So just drag that down, cover up all the screened area. More. And it doesn't matter if you go the same direction, doesn't matter. All right. And you don't have to go over it a bunch of times. I just try to scrape off any excess. Yet I told you don't use a ton. All right. That looks pretty good. Look at that. That is beautiful. Look at that. And now it really, like, you can see that distressing behind the words. Looks awesome. You guys, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to put this back on the backer sheet. Just like the others, I put it on the backer sheet. I'll put this aside and we'll wash this up after. Let me dry this off. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Angie. Okay. Let's, just for safekeeping, put this right back into the frame. Another thing I love about our wood frames is that you could paint them, like, or distress them or whatever. Look at that, you guys. That's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, so let me grab the other piece and show you. Oh, let me put the lid on here. You don't want your paste to dry out, so I'm gonna stick that aside. Okay, so do you kind of get the idea of, like, it's gonna be, I don't know if I can show you. Hold on, let me go here really fast. So low. Oh, hello, friends. Okay, so you've got this one. I'm still not done, not quite. But do you see what I'm talking about? It's gonna be like a layered piece. And then that big 18 by 18 is going to be behind this. So this is 18 inches wide. This is 18 inches tall. And then we're going to have an 18-inch piece behind it that's going to be elevated to probably here and over. So it'll give some texture. I hope that makes sense. All right, so let me go back here. All right, so those are the first two pieces, but we're not quite done with them yet. Let me just let's get some flowers going. All right, so excited. Okay. Whew. All right, let's get the 18 by 18 out. And with the 18 by 18, I like to, oh, thanks so much, Joe. With the 18 by 18, I want the, just like with the 12 by 18, I want the wood grain going up and down. Okay. Thanks so much, you guys. Just because that's how, to me, the wood grain needs to go. You can go side to side if that's what you want. Totally up to you. Not what I'm going for. All right. So we're going to use this transfer. This is called tulip pattern. So the thing about the tulip pattern, which is really cool, is it's numbered. So you've got a 1 up here, you got a 1 here, a 2 here, a 3 here, a 4 here. So we're going to start with the 1 and work our way around. We are going to do a bit, Whitney did a little bit of hot mess technique, which is really cool. And hot mess is just putting a bunch of different colors together. Now they do have these little hashtags, the little hash marks to kind of, to line everything up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing that. We'll see. Because remember, if you put paste on that, you need to make sure. Well, I do have some painter's tape. I guess we could use that and I can show you. So I'll just grab out my painter's tape to put behind them. So the first one we're going to do is number 1. And the idea is that we're going to do it multiple times. We're going to go here, 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 and here. Now, if it gets too dry by the 4th time using it, we may have to wash it, and that's okay. All right. So let's and actually, I think we're going to do the lighter. I don't think we're going to do the hot mess on this. I think we're going to use the different colors on the different layers. I think that's what I decided. Okay. So we're going to come up here in the corner. And this gives the idea with this transfer is it gives like a continuation of the pattern. So I think I'm going to go all the way over to the edge. Let's see how this works. I'm sorry, you guys. I know my space is not as big as the surface. Actually, I might just do to the edge. Oh, I have black on my hand, you guys. Hold on. That's not good. Always check your fingers. My nails, stuck getting black. I'm a knucklehead. All right. So I'm going to start with sage on this. And I'm just going to drag it across. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me put a little piece of painter's tape underneath. Come on, come on, come on, you little thing. Oh my gosh. When in doubt, use the detail tool. It'll lift it up. There we go. And I'm just going to put a little bit of black right there. Okay. All right, that looks good so far. So now what I want to do is line this up. I might have to wash this. Remember I told you guys, if you can't see it, you got to wash it. At least this corner. We've got plenty of time, so I hope you guys stick with me. And I just heard Kurt home too. When in doubt, he can always go clean my transfer. He's like, oh, great. This sage is a little thick, and that's probably not helping. It's a little older, and I did not grab a new one out. And that's okay. That's okay. We're going to make it work. All right. So line up. We're going to line up this guy. Actually, that one did not line up with that. It's probably supposed to line up with the next ones. All right. Just drag this across. I lined up the little pieces on the screen. And like I said, this sage is a bit thick just because it's older. And I put some water in it, and it works just fine. Okay. Just dragging off a little bit extra. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Let me do this. This one didn't come through. This is a little trick. Get your finger wet and go over the screen, and that'll help it. That's pretty. Good job. All right. Like that side. Oops. I'm just going to pull these off because that's not helping me. I'm just going to wing it. And I'm going to dry this really fast. Okay. So let's clean this again. With a little bit of water on it this time. Grab some wipes. And again, if you're close to a sink, just rinse it off in between. It really isn't a big deal to do that. I think washing it in your craft room without water is a little more difficult. Okay. All right. And then like what we did with the other one, we're gonna dry this real fast. With the heat tool on low. Okay. So let's line this up again. And these pieces were made to continue the patterns. So all you have to do is line them up. Okay. And again, if you guys are here, thanks so much for joining us today. After me is Amy. And we have crafters all day today. It'll be so fun. Make sure you're watching over on DIY Arts and Crafts Room. And if you're there, just refresh after me, and then you'll be able to see the next crafter. Okay. What else you guys have going on today? Anything fun, exciting? We're just kind of getting some stuff done around the house, which is always fun and exciting. It's pretty. Okay. Let me dry this real fast. Hi, Miss Dory. Cleaning and crafts. That's always fun, Angie. I love that idea. I'm going to do some, I have to do some videos. That's what I've got going on. And some projects. I just added a little bit of distilled water. Just to kind of make this a little more pliable. Kurt's working on his truck today. Plus our heater upstairs went out. So not that we need heat, but now is a good time to fix it because we don't need it. Okay. Wash this one more time. And I'm just gonna do the 4 squares of this, and then I'll go back and fill in down here and on the side. But for time's sake. I see Dory on. She's on after, I think, Amy. She's on later today. We got Amy and Dory and Julie, Terina, and Monique. Lots of fun crafters today, you guys. And if you want any of the items in today's projects, just let the designer know to get you. I mean, if you want this, just put mother in the comments and I can send you the info on the project. Okay. Try this on low again really quick. All right. Line all the things up again. And that's the nice part. You can see through the transfer a little bit. We have a citrus transfer that just came out that's very similar to this. I like the fact that each of the layers is a different thing. It's a C-size transfer though, I think. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on that. I just got my order, so I haven't been able to play with all of it yet. But I love citrus and I love lemons and oranges. It's just so fresh. All right. Here we go. Pretty. Okay. I'm going to set this aside and I'm going to do the second layer. And I think what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to just do one square so you guys can see how it works. And then I'll be able to wash in between if I need to. Oh, Monique's prepping. She's excited. And again, if you guys are on DIY Arts and Crafts Room, all you have to do is refresh. And I did tag it in my post. All right. Because there's one thing I want to finish up on the other two boards that we did. Oops. Okay. So let's grab this one out. This is number 2. And again, because it's brand new, we want to fuzz it. I'm going to use guava on this one. So let's go up here. I'm going to use guava. I love this color. It's so pretty. Just swipe it on. Hope you guys can see that okay. The patterns do continue, so that's what's really nice is you can just lay this next to it and follow. You'll be able to pick up your pattern again. And the excess goes into the jar. All right. Pull that up. Okay, I'm going to put this on the backer sheet. And that was guava. Hi, Kim. So the next one, I don't know, Kim, I don't know why it showed up. So I was really excited that it showed up. All right, so this one is going to be pesto. Oh, I need to fuzz it. Okay, pesto. Just go over, and this is going to just highlight, and this is part of the greenery. See, there's no lifting and pulling. It's literally you just swipe it on, swipe it off. And it kind of gives you that messy technique already just with that transfer. All right, so I put that aside. All right, let's do this last layer for here. Again, let's fuzz this. Let's do a light color. I think I want to do, I don't know, I think I want the, I did pick a peony, but I don't know, peony, however you say it. But I don't think I want that here. I think I want the peachy keen. So let's get the peachy keen back out. I don't know. Let's test it, shall we? Let's just test it. Let's test it right here. Oh yeah. Do you see that? I don't know if you see that. That's a good color. All right. So we're just gonna swipe it on. And there's actually some little like dots in this too, like a little pattern as well, which kind of just gives it a little highlights on the white, which is nice. So just make sure you're covering the whole space. Okay. Excess goes back in the container. And then you're going to do the same thing for each of the spaces. Okay, but I just really wanted to show you guys. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty. Look how beautiful that is. Let me show you. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I want to finish up the other two before we run out of time. Amy, like I said, Amy's after me. But I wanted to get in here and do some flowers here, and then quite possibly do like a floral thing here and then up here. Okay, so let me just grab, that's why I pulled out this one. And like I said, they're all available on the website. And I love these flowers. These flowers are super cute. I actually had another one of these transfers and I used the flowers. Come on, you little transfer. There we go. And this was from, I think this is from 2019, which is so cool. But I used it so many times. Okay, I use this guy right here. And I'm going to fuzz this. Let me get some multi-tools out, some detail tools. Our multi-tools and detail tools are really cool because they have smaller squeegees to get into the little nooks and crannies. And I think what I'm going to do is just open up all of my colors real quick. Just to be able to have those ready. I don't want to use, I don't think I'll use the Peachy Keen since that's on the back, but I will use some of the others. All right. Now I don't have to use the whole, like this piece right here. I'm not going to cover up words and stuff. So just kind of turn it until you get what you want. Hope you guys can see that okay. Okay, so let's use pesto. And it's probably best if you do the paste and pull. Just so that paste doesn't dry in my transfer. I'm going to use, I think, some pink, some peony, whatever you want to call it, at the top there. Let me do the other green parts. Just be really careful. I don't want to use this part, so just be really careful when you are pasting and not wanting everything. That you're careful when so you don't hit it. You can also use masking tape or painter's tape if you need to, or just be really careful. That's what I love about using the multi-tool and the detail tool. See that? It's so pretty. Okay, let's use a little bit of peony up here. How do you say it? Do you say it like I do? People make fun of me because I say peony. I don't think it matters. Okay, using another multi-tool. And we can do a little bit of hot mess if you want. Kind of go around the edges with that. Be creative. Gives it a little bit of dimension. Okay, let me grab another multi-tool. And I'm going to use Sunset Drive. Here we go. What do you guys think? They're my favorite flowers. If they could come out with a whole sheet of these flowers, I would be so happy. So happy. When they came available again, when this transfer came available again, I bought one because I'm telling you, my other one died. Okay. I've got just about a minute. You guys, okay, so what do you think? What do you think? Pretty, huh? So I'm gonna do some more flowers. I'm gonna put some flowers here and here with the smaller ones. Let me go here because I don't want to encroach on Amy's time. I've got just about a minute. So again, thank you guys so much for being here. If you're on DIY Arts and Crafts Room, just refresh, give it a few minutes, and I'll share Miss Amy in. But you guys, look how pretty that one turned out. Put your arms around me and I'm home. I promise I'll finish everything up while I'm watching the rest of the ladies, and I will post the finished project. Thank you guys so much. I love you for being here. This has been Terina with Create with True. That's me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.